Chapter 1: The Crash. Ethan Carter had always been a loner, living on the outskirts of a small, forgotten town. He spent his days tinkering with old machines and exploring the nearby woods. He liked the quiet, the way the wind whispered through the trees, the way the stars shone brighter here than anywhere else. But one night the stars came crashing down. A streak of fire blazed across the sky, followed by a thunderous boom that shook the ground. Ethan bolted outside, his heart pounding. Something had landed in the forest. Curiosity overpowered fear. Grabbing a flashlight, he sprinted toward the impact site. The trees were scorched, the earth torn open. And there, in the center of the wreckage, was a small metallic pod, cracked open like an egg. Inside, something whimpered. Chapter 2: The Starving Creature. Ethan's breath caught in his throat. Curled inside the pod was a creature no bigger than a house cat. Its scales shimmered like liquid silver, and its wide, glowing eyes locked onto him with desperate hope. It was a dragon. Not the fire-breathing monsters from fairy tales, but something alien. Its wings were delicate, almost translucent, and its body was emaciated, ribs pressing against its skin. The creature let out a weak chirp, its tiny claws twitching. Ethan didn't think, he acted. He scooped it up, cradling it against his chest. It was freezing. "You're okay," he whispered. "I've got you." Chapter 3: A Bond Forms. Back in his shed, Ethan wrapped the dragon in blankets and searched for something it could eat. He tried bread, fruit, even canned meat, but the creature turned its nose up at everything. Then, by sheer luck, he remembered the old jar of honey he kept for tea. The moment he unscrewed the lid, the dragon perked up. Its forked tongue flicked out, tasting the air. Ethan dipped his finger in the honey and held it out. The dragon lunged, not to bite but to lick. Its tiny tongue lapped at the honey with desperate hunger. Ethan laughed. "You've got a sweet tooth, huh?" Chapter 4: The Gift. Days passed. The dragon, now named Nova, for the star-like patterns on its wings, grew stronger. It followed Ethan everywhere, perching on his shoulder or curling around his neck like a living scarf. But Nova was no ordinary pet. One evening, as Ethan tinkered with a broken radio, Nova fluttered over and pressed its snout against the circuitry. A soft blue light pulsed from its scales, and suddenly, the radio crackled to life. Ethan gaped. "Did you just fix that?" Nova chirped proudly. Chapter 5: The Hunters. Ethan should have known their peace wouldn't last. A week later, black vans rolled into town. Men in dark suits knocked on doors, asking about unidentified aerial phenomena. Ethan's blood ran cold. They were looking for Nova. That night he packed a bag. "We have to go," he told Nova. The dragon clung to him, sensing his fear. But as they slipped out the back door, a spotlight blinded them. "Don't move," a voice barked. Chapter 6: The Escape. Ethan ran. Nova took flight, screeching in alarm. The men chased them into the woods, their shouts echoing through the trees. Then Nova did something incredible. Changed. Its body shimmered, scales shifting like liquid metal. In seconds it wasn't a tiny dragon anymore. It was a sleek, silver motorcycle. Ethan didn't question it. He jumped on. The engine roared to life, not with gasoline but with pure energy. They shot forward, weaving through the trees at impossible speeds. The hunters' shouts faded behind them. Chapter 7: A New Life. They never stopped running. Ethan and Nova traveled the country, always one step ahead of those who sought to capture them. Along the way they helped others. Nova's abilities to heal and repair made them modern-day Robin Hoods. But the greatest gift wasn't Nova's powers. It was the family Ethan never had. Epilogue, Among the Stars. Years later, under a sky full of stars, Nova nuzzled against Ethan's hand. Its wings shimmered, and for the first time it spoke, not in words, but in images projected into Ethan's mind. Ship. A journey home. Ethan smiled, tears in his eyes. You're ready to go back, huh? Nova chirped sadly. Ethan hugged it tight. Then I'm coming with you. As the silver ship descended from the clouds, Ethan knew his greatest adventure was just beginning. The end.